Greetings, greetings, greetings. And no, I am not in the lab. I'm not in the lab. I'm not in JL. I'm not in Justice League headquarters. Somebody else is sitting in Justice League headquarters, and I'm just astonished at what they're sitting there. I'm like, oh my God. But I'm in the HQ. I'm in the HQ. I'm in Hot 2100 Savannah. I'm in the HQ. And so we got with us here all the time. All our people are special on our journey. But guess what? I got my family up in here. This is my family up in here. We said that all y'all share. We got with us the honorable School Board Representative Dr. Tonia Howard Hall, and I'm going to put it on. All right. See, I was trying to be more subdued. I was like, okay. I was going to say one of the greatest elected officials in our lifetime here, but then she went and did something that. Dr. Tonia Howard, how are you? How are you?
I'm fine. Just wonderful. And yourself?
Yes, ma'am. I was doing okay till I saw that right there. So that's my sister. She's my sister. And we said this run, tell that. We said everybody share. And then we got my daughter, we got my family in the house, Dr. Tatiana Renee Alexandra Kitchen. In the house, Tati, how are you? Even though you were you started clapping when
I am doing well. I am doing well. How about you?
We doing great. We're doing great. There's will be some others joining us, and so Kesha Gibson Carter, she's not here, and Joe Hap McMullen, Commissioner Joe Hap McMullen, he's gonna be a part also, and so we gotta do it like that. But we're gonna just flow with it right now. How we doing? Right, tell that. Dr. Tonia Howard, who are you?
Who am I? Well, I'm Tonia Howard Hall. I'm the wife of Julius Hall, the CEO of Our Black Media. As you can see, the background behind me, where I covered some of it up with my family paraphernalia, and Hot 2100 Savannah. I am a graduate of the Sophronia Tompkins High School, class of 1979, where I went on to college at the Florida A&M University, majored in early childhood education and elementary education. 32 years in education, retired, then decided to get on the school board because I love what I do in education. So now I'm currently a school board member for the Savannah Chatham County Public School System. I'm a mother, grandmother, and just excited to be on your show on today.
Yes, ma'am. So you heard, she's one of our sheroes. She one of our sheroes. She ain't had to do all that, but that's what she did because we're gonna let her freshman year, her freshman 1979. So now let y'all know this. The class of 1979 supposed to be one of the special classes of all time in Chatham County. But not only that. So also, we got that,
Oh wow!
So we got that.
That's that invitation. 4 years later, 1983.
So and so then it continues.
Oh, that's years ago on the set. On the set, we call it back when I was in school, where you actually drive your car. On the set, but they blocked it off, so it's just a place where you gather now. But that's me at the set.
And so the last thing is the cultish stuff.
Oh, oh yeah. It snowed here, and I was bored, so I decided to make a family snowman. That's little Vernon, right? That's baby Vernon the snowman.
We have gone and say that FAMU is a cult. We've said that, but that's it. So, even the snowman, that was like, wow, okay.
We are a family. We're not a cult.
Yeah, that's family. That's right. And we got family. That's a part of us. So yes, that's right. So now we come to Dr. Tatiana Renee Alexandra Kitchens. Who are you?
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, it's nice to meet you, Dr. Howard. I love meeting other Black women from HBCU, so it's nice to meet you.
Yes.
My name is Dr. Tatiana Kitchen LMSW. I am a 28-year-old female from Waycross, Georgia. I am born, Georgia raised, South Georgia. I graduated from the illustrious university by the sea twice, Savannah State University. Yes, go Tigers, with a bachelor's of sociology and a master's of social work. And then right after I left Savannah State, I went to University of Kentucky to get my DSW, Doctor of Social Work. So right now I'm working towards my clinical licensure to be independent, but I also teach at Grand Canyon University. I teach in the Bachelor of Social Work program. I'm teaching policy and intro to social work. I have served on a board for an organization called Sister Strive for Excellence. Ever since I was an undergrad, I was a general member, and now I'm on their national board and their off-campus advisor. So I still have strong roots to Savannah State University. Fortunately, I have worked with the VA. I have worked at hospice. I have worked at behavioral health and primary. So you can call me a medical social worker. And I think that's all about me. I am not a mother yet, but I will be a mother in August of this year. So I'll have my first son this year.
Oh, congratulations.
That's why my face is a little bit puffy, yes. Other than that, I think that is it.
Well, and we have to go and say this right here. So, as I said, Tatiana, one of my daughters. So let me tell you what Tatiana, how Tati runs me. Tati tells me, I never forget. Tati, it's like a spring day. Tati, she all right, ambassador, all that. She won major plays at Savannah State, involved in everything, And so she tells me it's a spring fling day. Spring day. She said, I'm taking your class next semester. And I'm like, okay, cool. She said, this is what we're going to do. I'm like, hold up.
I needed your class. I was ready to graduate. I was ready.
She telling me what's going to be, she telling me 2 semesters later what's going to be going on in the class. I'm like, oh my God. And then also, so now she said it. So I could see, she must be reading my mind. I got to go and do this. I got to do this right here. I got to do this right here. So again, I have to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was like SSC in the house. I like it's always been.
You got mixtape producer right there. You got Chirac. You got Southeast DC in the house. This is some of the stuff SSC, Sisters Striving for Excellence. This is what they're going to do. That's what they do. Sisters Striving for Excellence. That's what they do.
You went on the page. These are old programs. I graduated in 2019 undergrad, by the way. These are so old.
They're still good though.
Yes, they are. They still do some of these same programs today.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just like, wow, and so, so shy right there. And so, but it's something. 2018, just like when somebody bullied me about a class, 2018. So what occurred was this right here. So, which I ain't have Toddy, because Toddy couldn't be there. So the anniversary called April 25th, 2019. Sisters Striving for Excellence was the campus organization of the year. They won the Dr. Clifford E. Hardwick Award with Dr. Tonia Hall knows Dr. Hardwick, or remember Dr. Hardwick? So the award at Savannah State for the organization of the year is named for Dr. Hardwick, a former city council member. Again, the Reverend Dr. Clifford Hardwick. And what happened? That award would not have happened if it was not for Dr. Tatiana Kitchens. She had, just like all of them in the office, she would sit me in the office, tell me what we going to do, all this right here. It manifested. So at that night, in fact, let y'all give background. I was advisor to 11 organizations on some campus of Savannah State, 11 student organizations. And
he was everybody advisor. Oh my God.
But like I told him, I'm not going to be your advisor if you ain't doing nothing. And so what happened when it came down to it, everybody was rooting for Sisters for SSE, all for Sasson to win the award, because that meant that they wasn't going to have an exam. So I said, if they were going to win, But then it was the vision of when she said that. That's why I had to acknowledge you because you made it happen. You still got the legacy going on, Tati, because you bullied me and it still continues today. You still got everybody. So, yeah, so that's why we had to throw it up. That's part of that memory. So now I got to throw it out. This is how we're going to do it. So Dr. Tatiana Kitchens, who inspires you? Who inspires you? Who inspires you? Or what inspires you?
What inspires me? I think making a difference in other students' lives, and other people. Not so what inspired me, who am I inspiring? That what inspires me. Where am I making changes? Who am I helping make changes on their own? I think that's what inspired me. But if you look at a specific person, I always love Michelle Obama down and through. And people may not like this either, but I love the DA for Fulton County. And I'm gonna say that because they have so many negative things to say about DA Willis, but she come out on top. She handled her business. She got reelected. Despise what other people had to say, other people rooting against her. That's the type of woman that I want to be. Clean, but still come out through adversity.
Yes. And Dr. Tonia Howard Hall, who inspires you? What inspires you?
I would say more than what inspires me, and that's the joy of learning. I had a very difficult time as a young child, repeated first grade, integrated to school, just didn't have a good experience until second grade. Had a second grade teacher that showed me love and shared with me the joy of learning. And she would often say to me, when you go to college, Tonia, when you go to college. So she planted that seed and I just never forgot her. And since Tatiana talked about her DA, I must brag on my DA. Shalina Cook-Jones, she's phenomenal. There has been a lot of things, that it was difficult, doing her campaign. You hear things, but she's done a phenomenal job. She's made history here in Savannah as our first African-American female district attorney. And she's tenacious, she's smart, she's sharp, and she's just really someone that I think little girls can look up to as well here in Savannah.
Yes, absolutely. So now we do this right here. What song or songs give you that that when you hit that, it take you to another level? What song or song give you that or you can say our artist, Dr. Tonia Howard Hall.
I don't know. It's just so many.
I was about to say that so.
I don't know. It's just so many. Let's see. I have to think on that for a minute. I have just a plethora of songs. It depends on the genre.
So what we'll do, Tati, we come to you. Dr.
But I love me some Earth, Wind, and Fire, I must say. Any Earth, Wind, and Fire song that comes on, it just does something to you.
Okay.
As well as the fast jams.
Okay.
Shining Star, Reasons, Boogie Wonderland. I just love myself some Earth, Wind, and Fire. They have been around for several decades, and that's just one of my all-time favorite band groups.
All right. Yes, ma'am. All right. So, Tati.
I'm from the younger generation, so I'm going to say Beyonce, most of all of her songs. Not this new country wave that she's on, but back when she first was starting out as a solo artist, the songs like Diva. Diva was my favorite. But my favorite gospel song would have to be by The Winans and Anita Baker. Because the song is telling you everything she's going through that day. If it's a hardship, if it's something with love life, if it's something with work, it'll be over in the morning. So keep praying, keep holding on. It'll be all over. Put your trust in God, and that's it. So I think that's my favorite gospel song. But other artists, music today has changed a lot. Even though I'm young, I'd rather listen to the older music, the older generations. Like you said, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I have grandparents that raised me, so I was raised up on that music, and most of those I can agree with. I can listen to on an everyday basis.
I don't know why Tati got to keep talking about because I'm young. It's just
I'm just saying, people look at me weird when I know different songs from the SOS band. They be like, "How do you know that?" My grandparents.
We have people younger than you. So it's just like that's how it is. That's how oh Lord, I just can't tell y'all that the story. Like what we gonna do? What we gonna do? This is what you gonna do? Hold up! No, you can't give us the test on this thing. No, you can't do. No, hold up! I gotta do this right here. Listen, I gotta graduate. Yeah,
I had to graduate. I'm sorry.
The story that I can tell. And so somebody else would be joining us. But again, some of them, that, but we still roll with it because it was something that they did that I was like, hey, this is why we are here on this moment and this time right now. That's what it's about. Is that you see us soaring, where they throw us other stuff out there about us that not achieving, other stuff not wanting it. I got a different perspective, and that's why I say, in each spring, each December, folks walk across that stage, I go like with pride. I'm like saying, yo, that's one of us right there. And saying not saying that they got that, because obviously that some will take the class, some will still don't even have a clue. But seed has been planted in some of them. And now I say it's the ones who are the seeds are planted, y'all the ones gonna be soaring even higher. Now the rest of them, we still gotta struggle a little bit with some of them.
Fantasy, watch it grow. Gotta feed your mind and soul. Ain't nobody gotta know. Ain't nobody gotta know. Plant the seed and watch it grow. Gotta feed your mind and soul. Ain't nobody gotta know. Ain't nobody gotta. 3219 College Street, where the past, present, and future collide, where dreams that were once struggling to live are now revitalized. The land of war in reference to positive progress, the land where the tiger is idolized. Welcome home. A lot has changed since you've been gone, but the marsh is still a work of art, and King Fraser still sits on his throne at the university's heart. The chef's not elite, but they feed you when you need to eat. From hearts racing to 8 a.m.s hoping we make it on time to receive an education, to the marsh side where they no longer serve tiger slams with extra bacon, to parties in Adams Hall that leave the building shaking. Similar to a natural disaster, hurricanes come fast but they leave even faster. To graduating seniors that leave the Villain Commons vacant, to being an important stop on a tourist vacation. You can get anywhere from here, cause it's definitely not your final destination. Whether you take the bus, the cab, or you just decide to fly away, we are rising, and like yeast-fed birds, I wanna see you rise away. See, this university by the sea will turn the swag surf into a tidal wave. Mighty roars scare the clouds away and facilitate brighter days. And if Richard Wright was still alive, he might just say, the greatest day in the history of black people in Georgia was not only the day that this university was created, but every day that it continues to flourish. And I must say, I'm glad I made it. 1890 and forever far, you raised the bar by being the stars that you are. Welcome home. A lot has changed since you've been gone. 1890, 3219 College Street, Wesley.
So he is in the house. He is in the house. And I knew I was going to have a problem. That video about Wesley, my boy, my brother, and the photographer, videographer, Myron. And so I have on this jersey right here. This is Rock Wham Middleton, who plays for the Harlem Globetrotters. Myron and Wham were in Thailand at same time. They flew into the airport and they say SSU in Thailand. Myron is there because he is a director of videos. He's there on business. Wham is there with the Harlem Globetrotters. They all 1501. Tati 1501. West with 1501. And so that's why those two young people right there, those two young adults, those young leaders right there, those parents, part of why we do what we do at HBCUs. And that's why I always have an issue with that video from Wes and what he did. And the words that Wes utters with regards to the greatest day of Black people in the history of Georgia came from a man by the name of Saul C. Johnson. He wrote that when Savannah State was created. That was the greatest in the history of Black folks in the state of Georgia. And Wes put that to words, and then he and Duke came to the office where y'all saw the office in the video earlier with all of them, SSC and everybody, and Duke them just when having a conversation with me, he put it in Grove. That's why we're here. And so, Wes, who are you? People on Run Tell, they always know you. So go ahead, tell further who you are. So some of the other people who maybe it's the first time seeing you. Then we're gonna go to our other Shiro, But yes, Wesley.
I am Wesley the Wordsmith. I am a wordsmith that is a skilled user of words. I am a leader in corporate arenas, a motivational speaker, a poet, a father, and many other things, right? And I'm just grateful that I've been blessed with the gift of utilizing my voice to transcend boundaries, connect people, and push any agenda forward, right, for the betterment of our people, right? So my main mission and priority is encouraging those that need it, right, to always pursue growth and personal development. And I think that's something that we all need, right? So making it cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Wes was also the president, leader of a great organization. Word to venues and all that. And that's right. Word in the house. Word. A group of artists, leaders making that happen and continue. And so that's right. One of the groups that also was able to advise and also winning awards too, because making it have an impact. And so now we got our other Shiro on here. Our other Shiro, again, Kesha Gibson Carter, who is from, and I got to do this right here because I have some stuff for everybody. I have something for everybody. And so I got to do this right here. Kesha Gibson Carter, Fort Valley State University. Peace County in the house, Peace County. And as I tell folks, Fort Valley has a strong Savannah Alumni Association. Kesha Gibson Carter, who are you? The Honorable Kesha Gibson Carter, who are you?
Hello, Savannah. Hello, Run Tell That. Hello, Dr. Ray, and hello to your esteemed panel. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today. Dr. Jamal, you are a person who I can't say no to. So you know who I am. I mean, what do you want me to say, sir?
That's what the people out there, people out there. So now let me go and tell y'all the deal. I had said, guess what? You got Tati right there and Kesha. Both of them just like Kesha gonna tell me what I'm gonna do. I'm like, just like I Tati, I'm standing over the field. Tati, this is how we gonna do your class. I'm like, fall semester, we're in the spring. You gonna tell me how we gonna do the fall? So, but guess what? I say, guess what? Both of them are members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I guess that's what then happens.
Well, that does have a place in the matter. So thank you for that. Thank you for the connection. Hello, Soror.
Hello, Soror. How are you?
Good. It's good to be here with you all tonight. I don't know what to say, Dr. Teray. I'm Kesha, simply Kesha. For those who don't know me, I have been a community advocate and activist in our city for over 30 years. For the first 25 years, I spent my time working for individuals who were a part of our criminal justice system, victims of domestic violence, children who were molested, women who were raped, young girls, college students who were raped. I spent a stint working for seniors who were nutrition insecure, working for youth and juveniles who were a part of violent intentional injuries in our community, and ultimately ending my time on city council, where I worked as Alderwoman at Large for Post 1 for the people. And so here I am today, still at the reach of Dr. Teray, just trying to continue to help make the place a better place to be. So for whatever reason you've engaged me tonight, I'm happy to be a part of it. And it's always a blessing for people to see more in you than you see in yourself. So again, it's good to be here with you tonight. Oh, and most of all, and most important than any of what I just shared with you, I'm a wife to Samuel Carter for nearly 30 years. We've had a friendship that spans almost 40 years. And together in that union, we have produced 3 amazing humans. I have a son who recently finished his master's degree at a PWI. I have a daughter, my legacy, my double legacy. She graduated from Fort Valley State with an agriculture economics degree, where she also pledged at Fort Valley State, Alpha Beta, Alpha Kappa Alpha. And so you got to know that that's quite a joy to have my child, my chapter, my school, and my sorority. Who does that, right? and to add icing on that cake, the cherry was we also share the same number, 6. So you tell me God is not.
You're number 6 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
So
Okay.
God went to an HBCU. I think that HBCU was Fort Valley, and I think God is also an AKA. How about that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm number 6 as well. 6s do it the best. They always sleep on the 6s, baby.
We're going to go to a break right now. Then we're going to come back and talk about your school. We're going to go to a break right now. I'm saying, I'm just saying, Dr. Tonia Howard Hall, I'm reading her mind. She said, why Kesha got show off like that? I had said that. Was she said.
Casey is graduating from Savannah High School.
Okay.
Casey attends Herschel Veteran Jenkins High School. We're going to a break right now. We'll be right back. Ron, tell that. See what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Savannah, are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
And this is Rontel that we have with us, the Honorable Kesha Gibson Carter, the Honorable Dr. Tonia Howard Hall, and Dr. Tatiana Kitchen, and Wesley, Brother Wesley in the house. And so we are here because we now deal with people now still not understand the importance of historically Black colleges and universities. And so we want to have that conversation about that because we constantly are under siege, under attack, but we are the ones that create leadership in this society, in this country right here. And so I must tell you all, support all of our supporters, Davis Johnson Bozeman Law Firm with offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. One Price Clean is located in the Farmers Market in Garden City. Chef Food and Gas, don't ride by, stop by. And so, Kesha Gibson Carter, why is Fort Valley State University important?
Wow. To sum up that question, I owe my entire professional life to Fort Valley State University. I give glory to God for him blessing me with a spirit of kindness, humbleness, and the mindset to always be in position to help others. But I have to tell you that it wasn't until I grazed the soil of Fort Valley, Georgia, and the pavement on Fort Valley State where I was shaped as a woman. I was shaped as a professional. I was shaped as an African-American, proud woman. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's wildcat country. It's the wildcat. I don't know. What do you want me to say, Dr. Teray? I think every person who had the experience of attending an HBCU, there's and you all on the panel may agree with me, there's a sense of pride that you can't really put into words. There's an automatic, innate spirit of pride, of value, of worth that you feel just to be a part of something that's larger than yourself, but more importantly, to be a part of what you know was a movement whereby individuals were not able to easily make application to an institution, take a test, and to be accepted. It was just not allowed. It was just not allowed for us to engage in post-secondary education. And so to have that privilege and that honor to receive that acceptance letter, I still visualize what the font size and the font style was on the letter that was sent to my home when I was accepted at that time to Fort Valley State College. I owe my life to Fort Valley, my professional life to Fort Valley. When you rub shoulders in those corridors with individuals, students from all over the country, professors who are there to really help you succeed, and they want to see you achieve more. You can't put a price tag on that. And that's something that we have to kind of work on in this day and time. We're missing a little bit of that, but you learn so much more than your subject matter. My major at Fort Valley State was criminal justice, and I can tell you that the subjects and the courses that I took, there was so much more that I learned about life and about myself and other people that happened at that institution. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place, Peach County.
All right. Yes, ma'am. I thought you were going to have a little bit more decorum, that you was not going to have to throw stuff up there because, and I can't leave out. I can't leave out the Tiger. I can't leave out the Tigers. I'm a double HBCU graduate. I coined myself a wild tiger because I also matriculated and completed a degree at Savannah State University, where I earned a master's in public administration in 1998. So again, it's Dr. Johnson, Dr. Jordan, Dr. Kalantari, those professors, the people who I was in class with, those individuals. It's just something. I mean, guys, you on the panel, everybody, somebody else got something to say too now. Okay.
That's what I'm
because Wes was saying, where's the Savannah State stuff at? But Wes saying you're a little prejudicial. So what we're gonna go on? We're gonna go on.
Tiger. This is a tiger, Wes. Tiger. It's not a wildcat. It's a tiger. I'm a wild tiger.
But guess what? She go to FAMU, got pink and green. I mean, orange and green and all that. So Dr. Tonia Hall, why is that strike again? It's
look, you know it's all about the unity, and she sound like she bridging the gap to me.
Wow, Wes. Yes, wow.
You know what I'm saying? She was saying some things I resonated with. As she started, I was like, you know what? That sounds like my same experience, you know. And then Dr. Jamal Toure was at the nucleus of that experience, right? So look, ain't no, Wes don't throw the shade. I just keep it all the way funky. You know what I mean? So
thank you, Dr. Wes.
For sure. Now look, let me show y'all something real quick. Show and tell how I changed my camera around on here.
Oh Lord.
Can I switch my camera? I feel old. You know how you switch the camera on here? You can't?
You can, but I have to go out,
It's
but
cool. So you see this behind me right here? That's that Savannah State piece right there. You see that's
Okay.
West right there. That's the College Street right there. That's the Richard R. Wright right there. And then some pastings from the archives in the library. And I had another awesome look, you see that look like King Fraser, don't it? Yeah.
Nice,
So
nice, Wes. Nice,
look,
very nice.
no, I appreciate it. And the significance of that is that there was another artist at my beautiful university by the sea. You know,
Wes, we gonna come to you because I realize we're gonna go over time. I already realize. I already see.
it ain't even my turn yet.
So we go. I'm going because I would throw this to Dr. Tonya Howard Hall with regard to strike again, because I have to go and say one thing that made me have a love for FAMU was this right here. When I read and they talked about how the business program at FAM was one of the top business programs in the entire country, and people didn't even realize that because it was an HBCU, and so that's why I've had this mad love. Now, don't think that I'm going to change my tune after I get off the show. I'm just doing this right now on this day, right now, this moment right here. My love for FAMU was tied to that when I read and said, bam, FAMU representing across the entire country. So Dr. Howard Hall, why is FAMU important? Why is that school on the highest of the 7 hills important?
Well, we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors. And that's really, it's more than a metaphor. We dwell on the highest hill in Tallahassee, Florida, which was one time a plantation. And the plantation owner was Governor Duval. And it was said that once we moved there, it was a place that was infested with rattlesnakes. But when we walk on that campus, you can feel the spirits of our ancestors. It's a place where our ancestors sighed, a place where our ancestors cried, a place where our ancestors died. But we, FAMUans, we are the hope that was unborn. But thanks to our ancestors, it didn't die.
Right.
FAMU changed my life. When I enrolled in FAMU, I didn't have the greatest SAT score. But we know that the purpose of our institutions, our African American HBCUs institution, what they do is they accept students. They provide education, and it blocks the barriers that our other institution, mainstream educational systems may interfere with our educational learning. We had professors that could teach us and say things to us that couldn't be said at other places. They molded us, they loved us, and it's just a wonderful place to be. I invite anyone to please come down to one of our homecomings. And I'm telling you, it's like none other. And I believe that it's just the spirits there of our ancestors, because we are literally on a plantation. Well, it's no longer a plantation, but it used to be. So it's just as Honorable Kesha Gibson Carter said, I just echo everything that she said, what it did for us. And thank goodness for our HBCUs. They provide so much, the mentorship, and I can go on, but I know we're limited. But as you all know, I must say that we strike again.
I had truly thought the decorum was going to be there. Not that I had said this, but I read Tati. Tati was like, she had to say that.
I didn't. I didn't say that.
Oh my God! Go ahead. Go. See, I see what's going. Let's go. Go ahead. So Dr. Tatiana Kitchen. So why is this school called SSU important?
SSU is important because of not only the institution, but the Savannah culture itself. I think the citizens of Savannah do a great job of bringing us in and talking about their roots. And also don't mention that Savannah is on that border of South Carolina. So we get to learn about the Gullah Geechee culture and what significance it has with Savannah. But for Savannah State itself, I came to Savannah State just like these lovely two women in the institution. I didn't know anything about college, how to navigate college. I'm a first generation for every degree that I have. I set a new standard for my family and my legacy. My sister's following behind me as well. But I didn't start off on a great path. But those mentors, those professors, those leaders at that university molded me into the woman that I am today. And I was able to help other students get to that point as well. And the fact of the matter, you brought up something, Dr. Howard, about things that we can say at those institutions we cannot say in other places. I had a completely different experience at my PWI than I did at Savannah State. Things that I learned at Savannah State, I learned quick that I could not say at the other institution. And that whole thing followed me until I graduated to where I was silenced and couldn't be myself. So Savannah State teaches us how to have a voice. It has a sense of belonging, and any other HBCU has another sense of belonging. I can go to any other HBCU. I've been to FAMU before. I've been to Fort Valley before. I've been to Spelman. And although I didn't go to those universities, I could still feel that sense of belongingness of being in around those traditions, of being around the students, and see the pride that they have in going to that school. But when I went to my other school, I could tell you the vibes changed, my attitude changed. It wasn't the same sentiment. Everybody wasn't as friendly. It wasn't family oriented. So I think HBCUs teach us about not only our people, but it teaches us how to deal with our people, how to support our people, and how to figure out who we are professionally and personally.
All right. And so my brother, the Honorable Wesley the Wordsmith. So I'm gonna throw this out to you. Why are HBCUs, tied it through some, why are HBCUs important, not just to us, but to the entire world and the country?
Nobody does Black education better than an HBCU, right? You got to understand the person that you're teaching in order to be able to really teach them in an effective and efficient manner. And I can tell you right now that running into professors that were like me, running into students that were like me, with a common goal, with common backgrounds, with common challenges, it put me in a space where it showed me like we're all greater than where we come from.
Mhm.
And it made me believe in myself more. It gave me the confidence to strive for greater. Whereas, we're getting fed all the propaganda through whatever media channels that we're being fed it, where we're like, oh man, there's a glass ceiling. Oh, I can't acquire these things. And then you start subconsciously dwarfing your trajectory. Starts, I don't want to be a millionaire. I'll be okay if I just don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. But why can't you be a millionaire? Why can't you be the person to start this thing or that thing? And it creates a space for you to have those conversations. So if I come to Dr. Jamal Touré's office and I say, hey, doc, yeah, man, I don't want to be a millionaire. I just want to be living a little over paycheck to paycheck. You'll probably cuss me out, and you'll say it in my vernacular, right? You'll say it in a way where it strikes me just like I'm at home. And don't nothing make you move like an at-home conversation, just like a home-cooked meal, right? I took it personal. Whereas when you're talking to somebody that doesn't understand you, that doesn't understand the culture that you come from, that doesn't understand the language that you speak, they're not able to motivate you the same way. And they're not able to meet you where you're at in an effort to take you where you need to go. And meeting you where you at is a prerequisite to taking you where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be standing at the Eiffel Tower looking down at you like, hey, all you got to do is take the staircase to the... No, it's like, hey, hold on, I'm finna come down and get you real quick. And then I'm going to show you how to do it. So next time you could do it on your own.
And that was something that happened at one of the spring sessions for us returning back at Savannah State, where this gentleman began speaking, and he was not African American. He began talking about the students, and I was like, wait a minute. I said, if you all feel you're up here like with regards to your education, then some of these students are coming, I say, from the poorest counties in the state of Georgia. So that means that if you are an intelligent person, that means that you have enough intelligence how to come down and meet them where they're at and go to where they are and then bring them up. I said, but you're not intelligent if you can't go and help them not be lifted. And so that is something that comes into play. And so, but we look at what the institution has provided for us. So now this question is for each one of you. And we start with Wes on this. What must we provide to our institution? What must we provide to our institutions or to HBCUs in general? What must we provide? Give, what you think, a concise answer with regard to that, because we got some other things before we get out, but what do you think? What do we need to be doing for our institutions?
Providing credibility by being successful, right? You say we can get anywhere from here. You need to show them that we can and show them how far we're going to take it.
All right. Tati.
Mentorship, sisterhood, and brotherhood, opportunities, networking, expanding beyond the campus. We got anywhere from here, help somebody else get to where they're trying to get as well.
Okay. One of the things we shared. Dr. Tonia Howard Hall.
Well, we definitely need to foster the spirit of giving back. We need to really be joined together as a strong force for our alumni. Our alumni need to be strong because we know what's going on now. We knew what was going on then. I recall when I first enrolled at FAMU, we had dorms that were condemned. You had FSU, one in our education department, but alumni. And that's very important. So we have to connect and foster the spirit of giving back.
Okay. And Kesha Gibson Carter. Oh, I got to talk about this. And see, when she talked about her husband, their relationship, it goes back because he had tutored her when they were in high school for math. That's what happened. She didn't realize, like, hey, wait a minute. He got that proficiency in math and in the sciences. So that's why he tutored her. He helped her along the way. Here's the reason why she passed her math classes at Savannah High. She went to Jenkins first, then she went to Savannah High. But okay, go ahead.
You just made me snort on your platform. Everybody on this platform knows that Dr. Teray has a tendency to embellish things and not tell whole truths. But he's right about that. I did meet my husband in high school, and he is in part responsible for me graduating, for helping me pass geometry. So thank you for telling the world that, Dr. Teray. But I would echo what Dr. Howard Hall stated with regard to financial support. Of course, every little bit helps along the way, and we all have our struggles in life and ebbs and flows as we go and grow in our life experiences. But when those times permit, whether it's your sorority on a local level or national level, whether it's your alumni chapter in your city, your community, or you're giving directly to the university, or supporting a child that attends the university, or sending your child to the university. It was very important to me, having 3 children who were charting their course for college careers, to really encourage them to attend HBCUs. And so far, I got 1 out of 3. And the third one is really chomping at the bit to get into an HBCU. So I would say encourage our children and children who are within our reach to attend HBCUs, support the institutions financially at whatever level and whatever capacity you can. Nobody knows your pockets. Giving is personal and giving is individual. So however a person can do that, surely do that. Show up at homecoming. It means a lot to the bottom line of institutions to have us both show up in numbers, as well as providing that financial support. And then advocate on a broader level, advocate on a higher level. We talk a lot. We talk a lot in community, but really and truly nothing happens unless we're taking action, or unless we are petitioning those who are in position to take action. Like now, our HBCUs are only struggling because the formula that is assigned to universities where the state is concerned, it's not equitable. It's not apples and apples. It's not oranges and oranges. The same formula that the university system of Georgia uses for Georgia, it's not the same for Fort Valley State. It's not the same for Albany State. It's not the same for Savannah State, right? But let's just say you had a state representative. Let's just say you had people who are our state senators. Let's just say that they took up the mantle and said, this year, I'm going to charge and advocate and cultivate all of the African-American state representatives and state senators within our dome. And I'm going to say, we're going to make this a part of the Black agenda to challenge the university system of Georgia to just try it for 1 year. Use the same formula that you use to allocate resources to Georgia. Use that formula to allocate that same resources to Savannah State, Fort Valley State, Albany State. And let's just see how much of a difference you have. You'll stop the bleed on the number of presidents Savannah State University has had. You'll stop the bleed of the most pressing financial needs that Fort Valley State and Albany State has. Like, so let's stop playing semantics. Let's stop playing games. Stop this talking and this whispering cycle and like do something. Those board of regents can, at the stroke of a pen, make one decision for 1 year. Just test it. Just try it. If you start removing presidents and start applying resources, we'll be a better place.
And I'm glad you said, because what I was going to do, the next question was going to be, what are the threats that we are facing and what are the solutions tied to it? And you gave one of the examples of what needs to be done with regard to solutions. So we come to you, Dr. Tonia Howard Hall. What are the threats that we are facing and what are the solutions with regard to address them?
Well, in a nutshell, you have to go vote. You got to put the right people in office. That's just the bottom line. You know, we're struggling in, Florida. We know the situation going on down there. We know what we're facing at being in public education, with being dictated what's on our curriculum. And now we see what's going on with erasing our history. And I open up with the history of FAMU being once a plantation, that they want to erase that after, folks. So we need to really go to the polls. We need to vote and put the right people in office. We need to do some research, just don't vote for somebody or a friend or whatever. We need to do the research, get out in masses and go vote to change the politics and the policies, because that's what's going to make the big difference is policy. As far as grants are concerned, we know what happened to FAMU losing $16.3 million with our grant for our School of Pharmacy. And we actually provide 60% of the nation's pharmacies with PhDs, being the #1 Black public college for the 6th consecutive year, but struggling now. I won't say struggling, but that was a nice hit, maybe nice is not the correct word to say, but it was a substantial amount of money that we lost with that grant. So we just need to, it's so political. We need to definitely educate our community, educate our children, and just get out there to try to make changes, rally in community meetings, rally at city councils, board of education, county, the state, so we can have those changes made, make changes.
Absolutely. And in fact, when you talk about that, one of the good 1501 family members, Myra, she is a graduate of the pharmacy school at FAMU. And Wesley, he was the one that provided her with her talent, Myra, who ran for Miss Savannah State. So, yeah. And so, Wes, we come to you with regards to what are the threats that we are facing and what are the solutions tied to it? Because some of you even threw some things out there. So I think, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the docs, the ladies played it perfectly, right? We're fighting the battle against them rewriting our history. We're fighting against an attack on our resources, where we have proven that we should be getting more resources allocated. Like, again, the perfect example of FAMU. Why cut funding to a pharmacy program with a 50% success rate, right? And we could work the numbers differently to highlight that even more, but you're contributing to the country at large by providing educated professionals, right? So that goes back to what I said we need to offer to our HBCUs, and that's the credibility, right? As we matriculate through there, we need to come in here and make an impact on the world. Why are we being punished for that? Or why is that not being rewarded, right? So I think that those are our challenges, and I think that the solution, right, is twofold. So it's everything that the lady said, but also us giving back that mentorship, guidance, career opportunities where possible, so that we can continue to kind of pull people up to increase our numbers even further. So if there's an opportunity for us to take that 50% and make it 75% because it's more appealing, right, then we should do everything that we can at a local and collegiate level to make that happen. So, for example, with me, I still develop all the artists in Word because Word was impactful in my matriculation, right? Having that community, developing the leadership skills, doing the community outreach and service that I did, it had a larger impact on my career in leadership than my degree itself. You know what I mean? So coupled with my degree, now I'm a corporate engineering manager for the whole East region of the country. And I've hired several people from Savannah State and then mentored them directly. And so, where I may have dropped the ball is I didn't stay super close to them all the time. So some people have failed and some people have succeeded. I think there needs to be a more intentional effort made to kind of stay close to those people that we bring up so that we can keep them on track. Because it's easy to get lost as we're elevating.
Yes, and so I think Tati maybe have a connection issue. That's why I'm telling her she can log out and then come back in. But with regards to that, so Wes, absolutely. And so again, Wes has done that with regards to, because he's had conversations with me about the mentorship and with regards to that, and that it is crucial because we are now in a time that we have to be letting people know we have an impact on this world. Again, it's part of our marketing. And so, and she is back. So now we come to you, Tati. What are the threats that we are facing and what are the solutions in your mind?
I think everybody summed up everything perfectly, but I'm gonna go with my ladies, especially Sora Carter, about the USG and getting that knowledge about the red tape that's set for us at these HBCUs that a lot of people don't know about. So when you talk about university level and you talk to students, they're under the perception that we're not making changes internally in the institution, that we're not open to change and innovations, but they have to know about what's going on in USG, what we can and what we cannot do. And like Dr. Howard said, start voting officials in and knowing who they are and not falling for what they're campaigning. But do you know this person on a personal level? Have you seen them out in the community actually advocating for change, or this is just something that's coming up during the campaign season? Similar to how we are on campus with SGA campaigns, you don't see people all year long, but they want to run for a position. They have all these bright ideas. These are things that you are supposed to be doing before you start and want to lead a pack of people, if y'all can understand what I'm trying to say. But making sure we have the knowledge of what the USG is setting forth, but also it starts again with internal change at our university level. We have a new president at Savannah State University. He is new, he is young, he come from Augusta, where I'm from right now. And already before the man can even get into the door, people not accepting who he is or trying to figure out what his changes are in his vision. But this is what we've been asking for years. They've been asking for a solid person to come in and make those changes. Let's see what he does first, and then we can pass judgment. And he might actually be a solution to how we connect to the USG. So I think informing our students, go do your research, figure out what we can and cannot do. We don't have the same resources as Georgia Tech and UGA. And now you're going to figure out why certain people couldn't make these policies happen at Savannah State, why certain presidents wasn't able to excel the way that we thought, they were holding things back, why they couldn't do those certain type of things and understand the politics before we pass judgment. But I think everybody else said it, mentorship, giving back, hiring other alums, and just being overall support. But knowledge is power. And when you read and understand certain things, you know better and you do better.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Like I said, we're going to be going over a little bit, but something like I shared with folks years ago. I told folks, I say, Harvard teaches Harvard, Yale teaches Yale, UGA teaches UGA, but Savannah State doesn't teach Savannah State. Fort Valley doesn't teach Savannah State. FAMU don't teach FAMU. Fort Valley don't teach Fort Valley. So again, what happens is this, that we are no longer at our schools, and that again, we find other people are not at our schools. That you find African Americans are, in fact, it is generally Caucasians and non-born U.S. citizens at our institutions, and then African Americans are at the bottom level. And then when it comes down to it, with regards to pay, there's at least one institution that African-American women with PhDs made $15,000 less in their salaries compared to Caucasian men who had only masters. That we see all this inequity happening. And so now, yes, I'm saying to people that what everyone has said, this advocacy is a must with regards to us right now, because we understand what's happening, what's going on. And so, again, we have to begin putting it out there and saying, hey, listen, we provide a yeoman's job with regard to this entire society. The Black middle class or the Black middle income group is tied to HBCUs. And that when you try to knock them out, then that means that's a threat to the Black middle income group. So, again, I tell folks, They are essential. They are essential and they're necessary. And so what I'm gonna throw out to you all, Kesha Gibson Carter, look at the ticker tape below. Look at that just below. See what it said? That ticker tape. Number 1, Jenkins High School. So we won't worry about all the rest of the stuff. So that's number 1, just to let you all know that. But what we want for you all to do, and Tati, we started out, what would you say to someone about coming to an HBCU? What's the word, the inspiration, the light that you want to give to people to tell them why they must come to and support HBCUs?
Ooh, that's a hard question. Figure out your why. Figure out your why. Why do you really want to come to HBCU? Do you want to be around African American people? Or do you want to be fostered by African American people? Or you want to be added to the legacy and change that we cultivate at these HBCUs and go out into the real world? Who do you want to impact and motivate? Not only what you're gaining from the experience, but what you want to contribute to the experience. Know your why.
All right. Wesley, same question.
What impact do you want to make? And I want you to go into the start of your education with a service-oriented mindset, right? Because how you start is how you finish. At the end of the day, once you matriculate through, you're going to be providing a service to the world, right? And as you go through it, you're going to be providing a service to your peers and to the community, hopefully, if you do it right? So get into it, connect, find things to get into, right? And try as many things as you can before you say that something doesn't work. And most of all, do your best to see it through.
All right. Kesha Gibson Carter.
I would say go hungry, go prepared, and go ready. Go with an open mind. Go thirsty to learn more, to grow, but most of all, as opposed to going and getting, go and give, right? We should always, in every situation we find ourselves in every setting, we should always be inspired to give more than we gain in any setting, any institution. And so I firmly believe that Fort Valley State today is a better institution because I was there. I believe that Savannah State University is a better institution because I was there. I believe that the City of Savannah's council is better because I was there. I believe the Rape Crisis Center, the Interfaith Hospitality Network, now known as Family Promise, Senior Citizens Incorporated. I believe all of those entities were better because I was there, because I took the spirit that I received from those HBCUs in every one of those settings. It was my MO, right? It was my blueprint. The blueprint I took from Fort Valley, the blueprint I took from Savannah State's MPA program was the same imprint that I left in each of those entities. And so ultimately, I would say go and give more than you get with that in mind. When I thought about that question, I think about what people often say who are from the old school. They'll say things like, I didn't know that we were poor, right? I didn't know that we didn't have because of how my home life was, because of how I was raised. Well, when I was at an HBCU, I didn't know I couldn't. I didn't know that there was a failure because it was not in the spirit of that community that I was in. It was not in the climate. It was not a part of the culture. So I took that in every entity that I found myself in, both personally and professionally. And even in my personal life, as I stated, we've been successful in marriage and relationship. The hardest institution there is to maintain in today's society is marriage. And to be able to hold that down, a lot of that came from those HBCUs as well. And so we just have to continue to encourage that in our kids, hoping that they will become our future instructors. Because as you stated, Dr. Teray, there's so many faces that don't look like us anymore at our HBCUs. And I think that's a disadvantage. And my brother alluded to the credibility that we get and receive and that we give to the world as a result of attending the HBCU. But I think that same credibility has become a threat to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's under siege and it's under attack. They see that credibility, and they see the core of that credibility comes from these HBCUs. So what's on the chopping block right now? HBCUs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because again, it fosters the leadership, and that's it exactly. And so now I got to do this right here. This is a break. This is a break for Hot 2100 Savannah and the world. Hot 2100 Savannah and the world. 24 hours. 24 hours. We will not be able to have Hot 2100 Savannah and the world if it's not for someone by the name of Tu Benji. You all know him as Chris. And Tu Benji is one of the people connected to Wesley. Wesley, again, helped grooming through the organization called Word. And then from Word, Tu Benji then goes and he hangs out with and is supported by somebody by the name of Dr. Tonia Howard Hall. That bam, he lived in the house with Julius Hall. I don't know how he deal with Julius Hall, but anyway, he was Mr. Hall. I'll never say anything negative to Julius. Chris would never say anything negative about me, but Tu Benji. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, so she said the CEO for Our Black Media. Now, let me go and tell y'all, the resident historian, musicologist, music authority is DJ THH, Dr. Tonia Howard Hall. So again, 2100 would not happen without her.
DJ.
That right there. You have to wait to do that commercial right there, and then I'm going to let her go ahead and give her answer. But I had to let everybody know she is the music genius behind it all. Don't let Julius Hall fool y'all with talking about him. It is DJ THH. Dr. Tonia Howard Hall.
I just this cup that I hold right now, this cup is empty. When you go to an HBCU, you need to go with an empty cup, ready to receive a quality education, ready to be able to one day generate jobs, ready to impact the world, impact society. As I reflect upon my second grade teacher, she impacted me. And now when I see myself, look how many people that I've had the ability to impact. So if you go in any institution with an open mind, but you're going with emptiness, ready to receive and learn everything that you can, I would also say support athletics at those HBCUs. Even if it's a losing team, you go and you can support them. Don't just go to homecoming. Support them during football season. Support them during basketball, and other sports. Just go, to in summation, just go ready to receive. The first couple of words in FAMU's alma mater is College of Love and Charity. And I won't go into the singing of it and reciting it, but that's the way we should enter, with love, a heart that has a heart of love and a heart of charity. And it would just get you a long way.
Yes, let us give love and thanks and praise to our alma mater, SSC. But anyway, not that I was saying this, but then we about to close on that. Not that I was saying this, but I read Tati's mind, and she said when Dr. Tonia Howard Hall talked about athletics, she said Tati went and said Fort Valley always cheated, but that wasn't what Tati said. I ain't gonna say nothing that Wes said, because Wes was there when FAMU played Savannah State, because Savannah State was in the MEAC. Wes said that FAMU tried to cheat Savannah State a couple of times too, but not that I had said that. I read Wes' mind. That was that. I'm just letting you know that's what happened. So this has been Run Tell That with Dr. Tonia Howard Hall from FAMU. Kesha Gibson Carter, that wild tiger from Fort Valley and Savannah State. Dr. Tatiana Kitchens from Savannah State University, and the Honorable Wesley Wordsmith from Savannah State University. Glad to have you all with us on this important topic, because our schools are under siege right now. Talladega is now also under siege right now. $17 million loan from a bank in Mississippi, St. Aug and Barber, Scotia, the issues going on right there. So again, our schools under siege, and we need to rally together and support our schools. But I will say this: Keisha Gibson Carter said that Joe Hat McMullen, that you about to get beat down to the white meat, and Norman Hart from Fort Valley, you about to get beat down to the white meat. Also, Norman Hart, Fort Valley, who cheat KA side man. But anyway, but again, this Rontel that we say to all of y'all, share, support all our shows on Our Black Media. The route will be coming on up at about 8:15 because Julius Hall, he had to run out and do something for Dr. Tonia Howard Hall because he told him to go get that music. Yeah. Hot 21 Savannah in the world. Check us on out. Hot21.com. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Alpha Beta. Gamma Upsilon. Word in the house. Strike again. This is Rontel that. We say thank you all. Support us. Always support our institutions. Closing out right now. Peace and blessings.
Bye.
Right.